Hi, I'm Becca Gilbert. I'm the head of marketing and business development for the firm Thomas Howell Ferguson. We're based on Tallahassee, Florida, and have locations throughout Florida and Southwest Georgia. When the .cpa domains came out, we actually were pretty excited about the timing of it because we had a hyphen in our .com. And if you have ever dealt with a hyphen or any or other type of weird initials or anything like that, you know that you probably felt like we did. How can I quickly get rid of this? And so we were already thinking about what a pain we were dealing with. And then at the same time, we were already considering moving or rebranding our website. So it was the perfect storm for us for the timing of when the .cpas were rolled out. I would say that that overall there were no concerns about transitioning. You know, in the beginning, you have that as a marketer, you have that panic of, you know, what happens with all of my Google numbers and am I going to lose everything? And so you kind of have that minute of panic. And then we were able to just talk to our agency, and our agency was very reassuring about it. And they said the same thing, that it makes a lot of sense to get rid of the hyphen that was in our name. It made a lot of sense to them to transition. They understood what we would need to do from a technical standpoint to make this transition work. SEO is really interesting for us because we are that firm that has had significant growth, and yet we have not invested a lot of money in our SEO. And so when I get around other marketers or business developers and they hear that, they just kind of think, how in the world? But we have had tremendous growth. We haven't depended upon our SEO. And so once we made the transition to the .cpa, we did start putting more effort into it. And then also we're in the next stage of that, because you initially launch it and then you come back and then you sort of build it out even more and tweak it. And so now we're in that second phase of tweaking some of those. What's really interesting to me is of the .cpas, we bought a lot. First of all, we bought all the cities where we have offices, and the cities where we have offices are doing far better than some of the industries that we bought. But we were able to also buy, for example, an insurance conference, because we host an insurance conference. We were able to buy the name of the conference. And so all of those are doing extremely well. It's made it really easy for our people to find those websites. The conference that we host is for CPAs. They get CPE. So that was, it's just a natural fit when you have that built in. And so we haven't really had any concerns with our SEO. We have got traffic all over the nation. We do a really great job of our SEO works really well in the back end. Our agency, they always laugh and say, that it's crazy how our numbers are responsive, are responding, but yet we don't put the money into it that most firms do. So, we always laugh and say, how in the world did this happen? But it really, all of this was just the absolute perfect storm for us to be in the middle of. What I would say is, if you inherited a terrible .com, at least moving to the .cpa is helpful, because now you can build your brand out to that CPA for your homepage, or maybe build some new landing pages. I also think the market was just really wide open to go grab some really great URLs. And so for us to have gotten, we got insurance.cpa, and I believe we got audits.cpa. And so when you look at a firm our size to have been able to grab something like that, those are the kinds of things that we're able to, take, and we really want to put some money behind those to build those out. And then of course, to be able to grab our cities, those were really important. And that's where we can see, our first turn as far as the response there. As far as the .cpa versus the .com, we really didn't see any hiccups. It was It was a very smooth transition, going from one to the other. What's kind of cool too is our timing of the G4 with Google. All of that came out at the same time, and so I'm not kidding when I say we were just at the right place at the right time. There was a lot already changing, and it just made a lot of sense for us. We immediately started marketing the .cpa because of course we wanted to get that .com and that hyphen out of our branding. We wanted to make it easy. We've had maybe a couple of people that have mentioned .cpa, like that doesn't make sense. Where's the .com or the .net or something? But really, it's been a very quiet transition. People don't seem to be confused by it. We've also changed all of our emails so that we, for example, instead of my email coming from the .com or going to the .com, you can send me an email at the .cpa. And so then that way our branding can, really match up on our business cards or any of our information, to the .cpa. Then we also have those emails match that same .cpa. It just makes for a very smooth and a very easy brand of showing, THF.CPA, and instead of the THF hyphen or THF hyphen CPA.com. That was extremely confusing. I would say if there was anything, people were questioning less, because before we were getting so many questions about that hyphen, right? The THF hyphen CPA.com. There are fewer questions. It seems to be so much easier, rather than I was a little concerned that people would have concerns about, what's a .cpa or a versus a .com. When we moved to the .cpa, we changed and added. I would say we were transitioning, and that we were in the middle of the transition from more of the boomers that you see to, maybe more words to maybe now we're in more of a cleaner looking website, a cleaner brand, but we're gonna be transitioning even farther. And I would say that short URL really plays into where we're going next. And that to me, it's just the timing of where we all are. Look at how many firms across the nation inherited these names of the founders, and you have these huge long names. And so being able to go from these big long names to just initials and being known as your initials, that plays into it even more, that when we put that URL, THF.CPA, that's it. That's all you need to know. You don't need to put anything more to say we're an accounting firm or we are a CPA firm. It's really literally right there, so easily seen. And so to me, the brand transition has to do more with, the less is more concept and the cleaner. And you see that come right across in our URL. You see it in our emails. And I just think that we were just positioned and ready. We already knew and we were ready, and man, we just have been the big benefit of, or the beneficiaries of a great timing. I mean, I love it. I think it's so easy and so fun and so clean. Just to be able to market that, even looks good when you put it in print. It just looks good in print. www.thf.cpa. I mean, just looks good. It answers all your questions.